love self-expression through hair.
Yes.
Let me say this. I love self-expression through hair.
Yes.
But I also am a budget girly.
Of course.
And so it's always going to come back to money for me. And if you can't help pay for something, like this is such a want to me. This is not a need.
For girls, like younger girls.
This is such a want. This
Yes.
goes in the want category. So when it comes to raising your kids, I'm a big wants versus needs person. The way my hands are in my sweater looks like tiny hands because I'm like this.
They are so small.
No,
Wait,
you have tiny hands.
Wait, I have.
Do I look like I have a tiny hands?
Yeah, it's honestly shocking. I'm taking a photo.
I can see it
Wow.
on the camera.
Look at
I can see it. That's so great.
They are so small.
YouTubers, isn't this funny? I look like I have tiny hands. Let me put them back out. I do not because I don't have small hands.
I feel
actually.
Are mine smaller?
You have
You held them last night, and you felt like they were.
Yes, your
giving
hands are small, and your fingers are so tiny.
You know, my sisters are too.
Are
Sometimes
they?
if I like hold her hand for something, I just feel like I'm going to crush it. I'm going to crush her bones.
I won't let Joshua shake her hand then.
No.
'Cause that will hurt her.
Yes.
Okay.
Back to young tweens getting their hair done.
So wants versus needs. Highlighting your hair is such a want.
100%.
And so my thought is, how are you going to be contributing to that want monetarily at that age?
Has the young girl saved her money to chip in 50% to get the hair highlighted?
To me, that seems like we need to have a teachable moment there. And the teachable moment is that spending $200 on your hair doesn't actually need to start when you're a single digit number.
Yeah.
That's bonkers to me. Now, I also do believe in if your child comes to you and says, I just don't feel pretty.
Sure.
I really think it would help my confidence.
Yeah.
If they've thought long and hard, if they're presenting this to you in a way that it seems well thought out and that they understand that it is a lot of money.
Yes.
And they know what that numerical value is, that you've taught them how all of this works, then, I mean, obviously it's always up for discussion, but.
And maybe it becomes like,
ooh, that's a lot of money to spend.
It's a lot. And maybe it becomes twice a year you get to go do this.
Yeah.
Is it Christmas time and your birthday or whatever?
Yeah, maybe it's a gift.
We haven't done it yet, but I do feel we're on the verge of it, especially with Tinsley's hair because it is blonde, but she gets that fall and winter grow out where it is a stark difference between that dark, dark blonde and then, I mean, the tips for hair are like platinum.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's kind of, and each year it's getting a little more noticeable in that way. Not that it's bad, but I just, I think it would help some confidence for her as well.
Okay, if it actually is hurting her confidence or self-esteem, then I think it's definitely a discussion. But I also think that when kids are that young, it should easily be able to be reasoned like, no, your hair looks great. This is just what it does. It's a natural grow out. This is because of the color, blah, blah, blah. And do they hear us say things like that too? I mean, my kids see there's a difference between purple and black. Like these are my roots. And they hear me go, well, you know what? I'm going to push them a few more weeks because I don't want to bleach as often, or I'm going to push it a few more weeks because Lindsay didn't have me on the calendar. And you know what? It's fine. It's just hair.
Well, you and I both color our own hair.
Yeah, we have since COVID.
Yeah.
You have probably before that. No, I think COVID is really what pushed us over.
So
we would do maintenance.
Yes. So especially with the red. Now, blonde is tricky to do on your own. That's just a fact. But when my hair is red, I mean, I really can just do it myself because I'm not doing foils and all of this. I'm just trying to get my roots back to red.
And they will take the color. You don't have to bleach them first because she's already a dishwater blonde.
Mm-hmm.
So then you put that red on and it soaks it in right like this.
Soaks it in.
Just.
Yep. And I've been using a new brand.
Oh.
It starts with an S. Y'all,
Schwarzkopf?
Schwarzkopf?
I think that's a name in hair. Schwarzkopf.
It's a long name, and it starts with a SCH.
Okay.
Anyway,
Charles Schwab.
It's a Charles Schwab hair color.
Okay. Yeah.
You can buy their like literal professional hair coloring tubes. From wherever.
Sally or whatever.
Sally's, wherever. You can buy that. I found a girl online who Color Me Amber, something like that, who does reds across the board, and she puts all her formulas for all her reds.
I love when that happens.
Yes.
Yes, just share the
Just
wealth.
share
we
the
can't
formula.
all go to you, number one. And number two,
She's
you
in
don't have room.
Canada.
She's in Canada.
She's in Canada.
And you don't have room on your books anyway, Amber.
She's
for
in
every redhead.
America's Evil Top Hat. I can't get up there. So she puts it in there. I have so many screenshots of the formulas and stuff, and it'll be a girl like, I like this color. I like that color. Yeah. And it works like a charm. Know that.
We just were talking about screenshots. How
I
we
know.
never look at them, but you look at those.
I do look at those. I do remember certain things that I screenshot.
And you want to go back to it.
When I say I probably have 11,000 screenshots on my phone, and I really should just delete them.
My phone just said, when I was trying to delete to find more space for this, it said I had 12,400 screenshots. 12,400. That's a lot. I could free up so much space.
Do you think you'll ever, but doesn't it feel like it's a gold mine kind of, and you don't want to?
I'm like, I took a picture of that for a reason.
Yes.
That took some effort. Also, I did change the setting in my phone where you just double tap on the back of your phone and it takes a screenshot.
Excuse me?
Yeah, so there is it's in the accessibilities feature. I need to make a reel about this. It might go viral.
Please.
Okay, so we're not going to tell everybody.
Okay.
That's a tease.
Well, you're going to tell me after we're off the record.
I will tell you, obviously, anything.
Oh my.
You want to know.
Anything.
But you can get to a place where if you just double tap with your finger on the back of your phone, it will take a screenshot.
Even through a case?
Even through that case.
That's so much easier. If the buttons feel hard to me.
Well, it's not just that, but you need two hands to do it.
Yeah.
And who has two hands?
Like,
you can do it that. Yeah, I guess you could.
But see, sometimes I do it and then the phone goes black.
I know.
I didn't get it quite right.
No, you didn't do it. So this,
Ooh.
a little.
You guy.
Yeah.
Hot pro tips.
It's going to change your life.
This is a life-changing podcast.
Yeah, and I don't need to tell y'all that. We probably already changed your lives for the better in so many ways.
Speaking of, we need to talk about our elevator pitch for this podcast because
yes, we do need one.
When I tell people out in the wild, I'll say, people ask what you do, yada, yada. And I'll say, and I also am a podcaster. And they'll say, what is it about?
Yes.
And I'm like, well. and right now saying two middle-aged moms just chatting, it's not giving.
No.
And so y'all listening to this, I need you to start brainstorming.
Yeah.
And maybe we'll do a post and people can comment what they think our pitch is.
Yes. What
are we?
What is this podcast?
I don't know.
I say when people ask me that, I say two best friends sharing stories about our lives and trying to make people laugh. And that's all I have. And I know that that's not.
It doesn't sound as dynamic as what's really going on here.
No, it's not.
You guys. We are giving so much. Like we are sweating so hard by the end of these podcasts. And we hope that we're making you laugh.
Yeah.
So
my grundle is already moist from working out. And it's going to be sweating so much from this. Plus I have to sit on a pillow to sit up high enough. And that's adding a whole nother level of warmth. Okay. This pillow should not be used for any other reason but to boost me up. When
it's sour.
When all of the
pillow is sour, y'all.
Sour is one way of putting it. Sour and moldy and smelly. When people are like, no, it is you who smells. Okay, it's the pillow.
It is us.
It's the pillow.
We do smell. Okay, speaking of your height, I have to say this. Matt looked at our little photo booth photo from last night, and we're going to talk about that in a second, but he said, why is she so tall? And I said, she had on those big pink heels.
Huge.
But my boots also were tall. So we need a side-by-side of these because yours must have still had 2 inches on mine.
So my pink heels are about a 5-inch heel, but then I also have a 2.5-inch platform.
On the front.
Yeah. They're a humongous shoe.
Okay, because you look the tallest in that photo.
And I am not the tallest in any photo ever. Like, if you look at me in the Morgan, Emily, Josie photo, all of those girls are 5'7" or above.
They're all tall girls.
And then there's me.
You were a little shrimpy shrimp.
And I usually am. And I was in a heel that night too, but so were all of them.
Yeah.
And then last night, I looked so tall. And I said at one point to someone came up to me and was like, I'm going to come up and say hi to you. She's a follower. Aww. It was very sweet. And I was like, I'm usually not this tall. I feel like I'm towering over her. I was kind of like hunching looking down. I'm like, is this what tall people do?
Yes.
Huh.
To try to diminish themselves.
Yeah,
a
but
little
don't
bit.
do that.
Don't do that.
No, because just stand tall like a tree. You know what I always say.
What you always say.
Always. I haven't said that in so long. At the beginning of this podcast, when we started recording, like, as I always say, won't he do it?
Stand tall like
Yeah,
a tree.
stand tall like a tree. Always say it.
Oh my goodness.
If I've said it once, I've said it 100 times.
Do we want to tell people about last night?
Yeah, I think we should.
How about yesterday and last night?
Yes. So last night was the big event for Congregations for Kids, which is an organization here in Charlotte. And they help the foster care and child welfare systems.
Yes.
And we volunteered to help merchandise their silent auction. And what does that mean, KT? People are like, what?
Yeah. So that just means that they have a bunch of silent auction items, great items, by the way.
Amazing.
Really good stuff that they had donated from local companies and vendors. But it's all just kind of in a pile on these tables. And so they needed us to come in and zhuzh this up and make it look pretty.
That's what Kirsten does best. Makes everything look pretty.
Make it look pretty.
Like your face.
And the face is beat.
It looks great.
Her face is still beat from last night.
Yeah, I slept in it.
So if you're watching this, just know that this makeup is last night's makeup.
And I forgot to put on setting spray after I was done.
Well, it still stayed.
And I'm now wearing an eye mask to sleep. I have to tell you about this eye mask. One of my peeps recommended it to me on Prime Day. I bought it like this.
Yes.
She said it's changed her sleep. And I'm going to tell you what, guy.
It's working?
It is so dark. What it is there's memory foam. So it's not just a flat one. Have you seen this?
I've seen this where it's foam around here.
Yes.
So it's almost like your eyeballs are in their own little cave.
Yes. So your eyelashes are not pressed up against anything, which is why my mascara can still look like this right now. And so it hovers above you, but it also gets really soft and it's memory foamy. But yes, your eyeballs are in a cave. And when you open your eyes, it is trippy.
It's
how dark
so
it is.
dark.
It's trippy. So I'm not now waking up to any light. I'm only going to potentially wake up to noise. But to take light out of the equation is amazing.
So nice. That's one sensory problem.
Because I can only control so much light.
And so the strap and all that's not bothering you in any way.
It is hurting the top of my ears a little bit, I'll say. Okay. I'm just pushing down a little bit on my ears, but it's not waking me up.
Okay.
The pain of the ear is not waking me up. Okay. And I do think it helps because I have my water pillow.
Yes.
So, I have the memory foam over the eyes. I have the water under the neck. I'm doing a whole entire dance for our YouTubers. It is amazing though, and I'm going to link it because y'all have to get this eye mask, and it feels so good. And I think and it's cold.
Ooh,
it's
I didn't know that.
To the touch. Now I don't think it's intentional. I don't know. Maybe it did say
maybe
cooling fabric.
Yes,
but it is cold to your face. So
that's great for puffing.
I know,
depuffing.
I know.
Okay, that's happening.
But I know you already used the head wrap thing with your phone. I don't know how much you can add. You're going to start to look like, who's the murderer who has all the straps around this? I don't watch scary movies, so I don't know any of the people.
But that will be me. And but you're not wearing any kind of mouth guard or anything, are you?
No,
I have my retainer.
Yeah, you have your retainer.
And my NTI device.
Yeah, you have everything.
For the clenching.
I know. I think that with this mask, I'm getting a little bit better of sleep because, again, we're taking the light part out of it. Maybe I'm sleeping hard enough that I am clenching my jaw now. I don't know. So it's a little tendy.
You need to get an NTI.
I know.
Guys, let me just tell y'all this because I think at Facetopia years ago told me about this. And because I get Botox in my jaw for my clenching, when I say that I clench, I need everyone to understand that this is a really, really debilitating problem for me.
Your jaw clenching is the equivalent of my butthole clenching.
Yes, it is. They are equally as tight.
If you want an analogy, and I thought y'all did, go ahead and visualize.
Here it is. Here's
her
the visual.
jaw, and then just a pucker.
That is a good sound.
Thank you. ASMR.
So anyway, I get Botox for the jaw, but even with that, I still sometimes at night struggle with the clenching. So there is something you can get. Now here's what grinds my gears.
Right here.
Let me tell you this.
Grinds, pun intended.
People, they interchange people that clench their teeth and people that grind at night.
Okay.
These are two different things.
So no pun intended.
No pun intended.
Okay.
If you're grinding your teeth, you're going like this at night, okay? And you are wearing your teeth down, and all you need for that is some kind of mouth guard. Okay, that's easy. Buy that on Amazon.
Okay.
If you are clenching, you are pushing
Yes.
down.
That's what I feel like. I'm a
Yes,
clincher.
you're a clencher too.
Yeah.
And so is my cousin Doug.
Okay.
Big clencher.
Love Doug.
I see him do it across the room. I'll be like, you're clenching. Stop.
Okay, relax your jaw.
Yeah. And so that means you're just pushing really, really hard. So an NTI device is not just a mouth guard. It goes just right here.
Yeah, just right here. I've seen you put it in.
On the bottom, and it almost looks like a little surfboard.
Okay.
Right here.
Okay.
So the surfboard, no matter which way you're trying to clench, your top teeth retract when you touch that surfboard because it's like, oh, that doesn't feel right.
I feel like that's going to gag me.
No.
It doesn't.
It will not gag. It
Well,
doesn't
nothing
feel.
gags you.
No. Nothing. You hear that? Nothing.
Heard it here.
So anyway, I'm just letting y'all know, if you are a clencher, go to your dentist. That's where you have to go.
Okay.
You have to go to your dentist to get an NTI device. That is what it's called. I hope this changes at least one person's life here today who listens.
We already promised them right off the top that it would. So
Yeah.
I hope that this helps add to that.
So anyway, going back, how did we get here?
We were talking about merchandising a table.
So we merchandised the tables.
Oh, I slept in my makeup because of the event last
yes.
night. And then we started talking about the mask. Then we went to the mouth. And now we're back.
Okay, and now we're back.
And we're back.
So we made it look really, really good.
Yes.
All the different things that people could bid on. And for some of the things we had accessories and ways to kind of jazz it up.
Yeah.
Or the actual item they were purchasing was there.
Exactly.
And so we did a great job.
Yeah, it looked really good. I thought that we nailed it.
Yes. You had
and
one dummy moment.
I did have a dumb moment, y'all. It was okay. So we had papers of all of the donated items, and they needed to go next to the specific items.
Yes.
And in one corner, we were told like outdoorsy stuff, the sports and leisure,
The
the leisure stuff can go over there. And so one of the things, and then there was this very nice guy, Dane.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Dane was there building all of the things that needed
To be built.
to be built. So there were
Bikes.
electric scooters and bikes,
Yeah.
and he was blowing up the paddleboard
Yeah.
and things like that. So he was over there in that corner doing all that since that's where it was going to live anyway. Well, I'm going through the papers and I'm trying to put them with all the items, make sure we have everything. And I come across one that says Ryobi tool set.
Yeah. Ryobi tool set.
Ryobi tool set. And so I put the cute paper in a little plastic stand and I look over at all the things and I see Ryobi tools on the floor.
Yeah, you see a whole tool set.
A whole Ryobi tool set.
Already staged.
And yeah, it was like, oh, Kristen must have already gotten over here and fluffed and puffed. So I walk the sign over and I put it on the ground next to it.
And then I hear
Me giggle.
you make a sound.
Yeah.
Kind of a grunt, kind of a giggle.
I was like this. I was like,
And I know when I hear that sound, it's like the Batman call. I know something has gone down. So I look over and I immediately know what has happened.
Immediately, she looks over and she goes, You thought that Dane's tools were the giveaway. You thought that was it? I was like,
was this man's used, like very hard used tools and tool set next to his water bottle. His keys were on top of the drill bits.
And the keys are what made me pause. So when I finally was over there and looking and just kind of like, so I think that there's supposed to be even more with this Ryobi. It said Ryobi, and then it said this, and then it said this. I'm like, I wonder where all the other things are. So as I'm looking for the other things, I do notice that the tool bag is open, that a hammer does look like it's been well used.
Well used.
Yeah, paint splashes.
Yeah.
Splatters on
As
it.
tools are.
They are. Yeah, no shade to Dane.
No.
All of our home tools look like this.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, and then I do see his water bottle and I do see the keys. And that's what made me go, these are Dane's tools.
Yeah.
These are the tools I've watched him use to build these electric bikes all morning.
Yeah. So that sign for a $3,000 tool set probably doesn't need to go there. Probably needs to go somewhere else. Not on the floor next to this man's tools. Oh,
I admitted it right away. I said,
it was so funny.
you guy. I thought that Dane's tools were the Ryobi tool set, and I just placed the bidding sheet right next to it. Here you go, everybody. Start bidding.
Sorry, Dane.
Yeah, sorry, Dane. Almost gave your tools away.
Oh, my gosh.
But everybody got a good laugh out of that. So, again, not the smartest thing I did yesterday.
Not the smartest.
Mm-mm.
But we had a great lunch.
Yeah, great lunch.
I love a lunch that's provided. I
Same.
love a provided lunch.
In my head, I was thinking, I know CFK is going to provide us lunch
You
while
thought?
we're here.
Well, I honestly wasn't even concerned because when I pulled up to this area, what's it called? Camp
North End.
Camp North End.
Yes.
And I go back into where the parking is. I'm looking around.
Uh-huh.
And I'm seeing food spots.
Oh,
I'm seeing
so many good food spots.
trucks. I'm seeing little shacks where
Yep.
good food is in the shack.
Yes.
And so I thought, we're good.
Yeah.
If we need to take a little break
Yes.
and bebop around and get some food, we'll be great. But I
Yep.
had the same thought. Maybe they're going to bring food in.
Yeah, I knew that they there's no shortage of food at any of their events.
Yes, they do
Always
so
a
good.
plethora of food.
Anytime I have volunteered,
Yeah.
they're like, oh, there's the stack of food. Go get
That's
some.
right. So, and it was good. And I don't know where those sandwiches
don't
were
know
from,
either.
but that sauce was like a honey
Sauce,
mustard mixed with something else. And and they had pickles in the boxes. Give us a pickle with a sandwich.
Pickle, chips, cookie, and a York peppermint patty
Absolutely, yes.
in the entire box. This girl said, should we split a box? And I gagged. I rolled my eyes to the back of my head. I turned away from her. I turned away.
Gave me the nastiest look on her face.
And I sashayed away and sat down.
It's just those sandwiches were a nice size. So I just said, do we want to start with one to split and then we can always go back?
No, I shoved the whole thing down my gullet.
Yeah.
I ate every calorie that was in that box. I ate it.
Every bite of gluten,
All
every
of
bite
it.
of dairy.
All of it.
Just inhaled it. And your stomach is letting us know.
Well, also because of the food I ate at the event.
That's what I'm saying.
And
all
we're going to
day
get into
long.
that because I have some thoughts on that as well.
Okay.
But
we merchandised all day long yesterday, made it look cute, made it look pretty, went home to Fluff and Puff.
Fluff and Puff. I watched my kids run
Oh, how did it go?
in their last race. Y'all, Tristan killed it.
He did.
When
PR'd.
He PR'd the show.
And beat tens.
Oh, yeah. And she was fine with that.
Okay, good.
She was fine
It
because
was the first time that her kids went head to head at a cross country meet
Head-to-head, 'cause
in the
boys-
same category or
yeah,
whatever.
boys and girls ran together and all grade levels ran together. So it was everybody.
Okay.
But he was number 4 for Metrolina. And to be the youngest 6th grader in his grade, by the way, because he's so young.
Yeah.
Grade. So to be the youngest kid and to come in 4th for your middle school team.
Good job, Tristan.
I'm like, Tristan, there's the only place to go is up from here, buddy.
And there's only a few spaces.
I mean,
Wow.
I think we have a runner on our hands. Just
Well,
saying.
you know who's going to be so happy to hear this.
I know. And I've been messaging Josh when I post about it. I'm like, are you so proud? And he's like, of course. I'm so proud. He's sending me emojis about it.
Oh,
Emojis.
he's not even sending me emojis.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, Joshua was a big time track guy in high school, still is a marathoner,
Still is a
loves to
marathoner.
run. It's his therapy, it's his church, it's everything to him. Running is his thing.
So I need to get some hot tips
Yeah.
from
Tristan needs to just talk with Joshua this weekend while we're together.
Yeah.
And maybe they could go on a little run
that would be cute.
by the house. They could go down to the trail,
Yeah.
the waterfall and everything. Joshua loves a trail run.
Oh my gosh, that'd be really cute if they ran
It'd be
together.
so cute. Let's make it happen.
Okay, we're gonna do that.
Let's do that.
So anyway, I watched them. Then it was time to shower, get
Yeah.
ready,
Yeah.
change, put on my biggest eyelashes I could find so I
Yeah.
could offend her, and put on these fake nails.
And they look so good.
You guys, look at these. These are OPI press-ons.
Now, but are they glued
They're
or
glued.
pressed?
They're glued on.
Okay, so that's what I'm seeing is like really big right now.
Yeah.
Is the glue on
The
nails.
glue on is back. I feel like it had a moment for us growing up,
Yeah.
and now glue on is back in a
Yeah,
big
that's
way.
what I'm saying. It went away for a while, or maybe it didn't. Maybe some
it
of these
didn't.
girlies out here are like, no, y'all just got dumb and
I
started
guess.
paying $75 for gel, and we've always been doing these.
Oh, I'm shooketh by these, and I'm gonna wear them through the weekend, and we're gonna see how they last.
Okay, great. We'll do a test for y'all. We'll let you know.
Mm-hmm.
And then I have so remember when we said I was a nail girly for all of 1 month?
Yeah, 1 month you were.
because I got 2 different designs.
You did.
Yes. Well, I have not done my nails since.
Yeah, but they're still so long.
But now they're getting long again.
Look how long.
Yeah, they're getting long again. And so I'm going to get them done right before BravoCon.
Yes, you are.
And what I've decided is I'm going to see if they can do that rectangular, comment box on so I gotta keep them long, but I think I'm gonna see if they can do that.
Of course they can.
Yeah.
So just bring it in on your phone and show them. That
Yeah.
will be so
Yeah. So I'm gonna get
cute.
BravoCon nails for BravoCon.
Okay.
Now that our flights are booked.
You guys, flights are booked.
Flights are booked.
Tickets are in hand.
I have them right here.
Y'all. The wristbands, it's here. We have it.
The wristbands
Y'all.
are here.
Look, the envelope.
And
this is an exclusive.
Yep, we haven't registered them yet.
Okay.
We're going to do it after we're done here.
We'll do it after.
But here are our Friday, Saturday, and Sunday bands.
We can match our outfits to these colors.
We could.
could.
You definitely could.
Okay, we'll have to think about that.
So what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas.
Oh, boy.
Your wristbands have arrived. So I met Kelly the other day.
Oh, my. Did you take a picture with her?
I did take a picture with her.
Yay. Okay.
I was saving it as an exclusive here for y'all. So met Kelly at Green Brothers Juice, treated her to a delicious juice.
Yes.
She drove down from Lake Norman.
So nice.
I know, so nice. Because I was like, no, I can come to you in the middle of Lily's practice. I'm already on the north side of Uptown. And she said, don't do that at 5:30. I'll come to you while the kids are in school.
Okay.
So she came down, we met, we sat for an hour and a half and just chatted.
Of course, because you're Bravo girlies and you have so much in common.
Mm-hmm. And she's been following for so long. She knows all the things. So I got to meet her. She was lovely. And her whole thing was like, not only was I so excited to just sell them to a normal, real person.
Yes.
But she said the best part is that I still feel like I'm going to get to go because you two are going to give all of the content.
That's such a good point.
She said, because had I sold these to anyone else,
Joe Schmo, she would never see the updates.
She said, that would be it. That would be the end of this journey for us. And they wanted so badly. Her and her friend wanted so badly to go to BravoCon. And just too many things happened that were telling them you need to stay home.
Yeah.
Let's just say that.
Yeah, sure.
You need to stay home. And sometimes you just get those feelings.
Yes.
And so she was like, you know, if I had sold them to the first person who asked on that thread, that's it. I send them away and it's done. She said, now I get to be with y'all for the next few weeks, packing, picking out your outfits, doing the nails, doing the hair. And then when we get there, she's like, I know that I'm going to feel like I'm there for every moment with you.
Absolutely.
So it was so sweet. And that just warmed my heart so much.
And she will be getting so many shout outs.
And I said, we will just be texting you. I have her cell phone now.
Okay,
so I'm like, we'll text you little behind the scenes things that we won't show anyone else just so that you can feel extra special. And she was like, that's so nice.
I'm so excited.
And she was great.
And I can't wait to just go to Vegas. Y'all know this is my first time. We're staying. Can we say where we're staying?
Yeah, we can say we're staying at Paris.
We're staying at Paris. I mean, I don't think we have stalkers. So we're staying in Paris.
No, I don't think that we have stalkers either. Unless someone shows up in the lobby and is like, I'm a podcat. Hey, girl. Then she's probably cool.
Then she probably is cool.
If you are a stalker and you find us in Paris at BravoCon, then jump in, babe.
Yeah. I mean,
don't sex traffic, Kristen, please.
Don't sex traffic me. Don't ask me for Despacito.
Triggered.
I rebuke it. But I'm excited because I said to Matt, what I really loved when we were in New York last time for BravoCon was our little morning routine and getting ready. And we would stop in the Starbucks. We would get our coffee. We'd get in the cab. And he said, Paris Hotel, there will be cafes and places y'all can go down and get your little coffee and a bite to eat. And I'm just really excited about that.
There are patisseries all over, and it's very on theme. Mon Ami Gabi is their like what they're really known for is their brunch, and their outdoor seating overlooks the Bellagio fountains.
Oh my God.
So you can watch the fountain show while you're eating brunch and everything. So yeah, I have lots of things planned. I've stayed at Paris several times.
Yeah, you really have.
Yeah, I've stayed there several times.
So I can't wait.
I can't wait to take you. And that's why the first flight I was looking at was a bit cheaper. So I'm flying Spirit there and I'm flying Frontier back. So prayers up. Okay. Just kidding. Y'all, we can't talk. We can't talk about Spirit.
Yeah.
Because we did have the best flight
we
of
really
our life
did.
on Spirit.
I have no
coming back from
and I would be on Orlando.
I
would be on these flights with her, but I had a credit from an American Airlines flight when I couldn't go to Turks and Caicos.
Prayers up for Kristen. Can everybody feel sorry for Kristen when she couldn't go to Turks and Caicos? So she had to fly.
They wouldn't allow us in the country.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't say why, but just know
you couldn't get in.
I couldn't get in.
That's okay. Plenty of people couldn't get in
for a reason. Now everybody can get in. They've changed the rules.
They sure have.
They've changed the rules.
So
So I'm really happy for all of you going to Turks, but I could not go, and we didn't know it at the time when we had booked it.
Yeah.
So I had this flight credit that had to be used by like November 5th.
And BravoCon is November 2nd.
Yeah.
Through the 4th.
So
it was meant to be.
I'm flying American.
Yeah, she's flying American. She is an American and a proud American.
I am.
So I love that you get to be on American. I do not. I did ask Joshua, hey, do you have enough miles to get me to Vegas on your American airline miles? He said, I don't. He looked and there wasn't even enough. So I'm flying Spirit there. I'm flying Frontier back. I do have a stop in Orlando on the way back.
You do?
Yeah, there was not a direct flight on the way home that wasn't astronomical.
I know it.
But what I was saying is the first flight that I was going to take, the cheapest one, wouldn't get me into Vegas. I was going to get into Vegas 3 hours behind you.
Okay.
And I wanted to be there
to see
when you land.
Yeah.
I want to be there the second you get to Vegas so that I can be with you to experience your first moments of Vegas, even if it's just sitting at the airport.
Yes.
So I'm going to get there an hour before you.
Oh my gosh.
So I'll just wait for you to land, and then we will take our Uber into the Strip.
You want to see my childlike wonder.
I do. I
want to see my eyeballs get glossy.
And I know
classy.
Vegas isn't for some people, and that's fine.
That's okay.
Every place can't be for everybody.
Yeah.
But guess what? Vegas is for me.
Yeah.
I love it.
I feel like it's for me.
I love it.
I'm going to find out.
I really think that you're going to love it. There's so many people there. That's what I love about Vegas is it's all sorts of people from all over the place. Everyone has a story. Everyone's there for a different reason, but everyone's there for the most part to have a good time.
To have a good time.
And my Enneagram 7 friend over here is going to have a good time.
We know.
And we know that. So I'm excited. But there's a lot going on that weekend. Formula One races that weekend.
Oh.
So that is going to change the look of the Strip. And I do need your heart to prepare for that. So Formula One has a big race in Las Vegas, I guess, every year. And so they take over the Strip. It really annoys a lot of people. It annoys the locals.
Yeah.
And getting around, it does make it a little bit more difficult. I don't think we're going to have a problem because we're going to be walking.
Yeah. And I feel like just as we do in years past, the focus is BravoCon.
Yeah.
So it's just hotel, BravoCon, hotel, BravoCon, hotel, BravoCon.
That's right. It's a full day.
Yeah.
It's a full day for us.
Yeah.
Some people go for one or two things. They get litty titty and they walk away.
We don't.
No, not us.
No.
We don't even drink much while we're there because we don't want to have to go to the bathroom.
I don't have to go to the bathroom.
Nope.
I need to be so focused, laser focused on where I'm trying to go, who I'm trying to get pictures with, what I'm going to say.
Yep.
You know, and it's okay to have a drink to loosen up, but it's a marathon for us.
It is. It's not a sprint. It is a marathon going back to running.
Yeah. Going back to running.
Yeah. Cross country. Vegas is our cross country meet. BravoCon.
You're not going to catch us waking up to go run, but you will catch me waking up to beat a face and put on a feather and go across the street to BravoCon.
So have you already started ordering outfits?
I haven't.
Did you
I
curate your newly for this?
I know nothing that I'm doing.
Okay.
Do you know what you're doing?
I have no clothes that fit.
Well,
I haven't bought
buy some
any new clothes.
Even if you just get some Amazon stuff.
I know. I need to do that. I just need to sit down. I think what we need this weekend is we just need to really plan our outfits for BravoCon and start ordering some things.
Let's do that.
So we have that.
Let's do that.
We also said we were going to watch Heather McMahon's new special.
Yes,
the
y'all,
Son I
Heather
Never Had.
McMahon, her new special is out. We are so freaking proud and excited for her. And I just have to say, if you do love our podcast and like our vibes here, you will love Heather McMahon.
Absolutely.
Don't you think?
Yes.
Okay. So y'all
her
should watch
podcast is called Absolutely Not.
Absolutely Not.
But she's an absolutely yes for us. We've seen her multiple times. You'll know this because you listen to the Charleston episodes, which are still some of the best
top tier
content that we've put out.
Top tier.
Is talking about, what was it? Birds and Bees and 1, 2, 3s.
Yeah.
The smell of shame.
The smell of shame.
The fact that I could remember both those titles.
How did you do
something.
that?
I have re-listened to them. I personally was here recording them, thought they were so funny, had to listen to them to do the videos, had to listen to them for the social media, had to keep listening. I've gone back and re-listened. That's how funny I think they are.
That's how funny you know you are.
No, we brought it really
to
and those two episodes.
And the freaking parking meter. The
parking meter, the Wendy's, all the condensation, that there was no ice left in that drink. How long was it there? We'll never know.
Ice cold junior bacon cheeseburgers.
Waking her up Where are we? What are we doing?
The poop smell.
Was I roofied? What happened? I have found videos from that night.
I have too.
Oh, dear.
I have a video of you.
It's so bad when I'm in the curtain or when I'm in the wardrobe.
It's the same video when you're in the curtain and the wardrobe.
I just remember thinking the floor is moving.
Yeah.
The floor is moving.
The floor was lava.
And the last time I felt that way was when I accidentally took acid in high school.
How do you accidentally take
It was laced. Something else I was doing.
Okay, well, what else were you doing?
I thought I was just smoking a little weed.
And there was acid in it?
Apparently someone said that there might have been like liquid acid dropped on it. And I was like, well, then how's it burning? But I didn't maybe it was packed in a bowl. I really, truly do not remember.
How did you feel? Like, what did it make you feel like?
Wild. I was at home. I was in my backyard.
You were at home. You
with someone.
You watched a little QVC. Then you went in your backyard.
And smoked a little, I think, of something. And I went up to my room and I just remember stepping like huge steps, like lifting my toes up as high as I could go because my floor looked like waves. My wooded floor was going like this. And I was stepping over it.
Did you still have the waterbed at this point?
No, I had a daybed.
Okay.
I had a daybed. And then I remember at one point that I just leaned. My head was the only thing resting against the wall. Like I fell into it, but the rest, my feet were out and my head was in. So I was on a straight line angle.
You were like Michael Jackson.
Yes. Just like leaning. But the thud of me hitting it woke my mom up.
Oh, no.
She came to my room to see what was happening, found me just leaning like this.
I can't.
Mary, do you remember this? Tell me.
Wait, so your parents were asleep?
Yeah.
While you accidentally took acid?
With a boy in my backyard.
Oh, boy.
Not my boyfriend at the time either. This was a childhood family friend.
Oh.
And he was very well trusted.
Oh.
Not after that night.
So what did your mother do?
She said, Miranda, you need to go get in bed. I think Mary knew what was going on. I don't think she knew it was acid, but she knew a substance had been procured and ingested in some way.
I can't.
Or maybe I took a tab. I really don't know. I just know that this was not just pot. I know it was not just pot.
Y'all, her head.
I need y'all to let me stand up.
Okay, wait, this is the wall.
Yeah.
If this is the wall, this is your body, but your head, there's your head.
Mm-hmm. Like that.
And you were just standing there.
Like literally just like, like I fell against it. Hold on. I fell against it like this. And I just stood like this. I know.
And you stood for so long.
I stood for so long.
That your mother had time to come in.
She woke up to the thud, had time to come in and find me, and I hadn't moved. Because time was standing still. I could have been leaning up against that for 5 minutes or half a second.
Oh my
I don't know.
This boy had already left?
Yeah. And then I tripped in my room by myself, basically, until Mary came in. And then I wasn't by myself anymore. And then she said,
Get in bed.
Go to bed.
Get in your day bed.
Get in your day bed and go to sleep. And we never spoke about it again.
Oh, Mary, I need you to either call the HoHo or leave a comment because I got to know about this.
This is going to be another thing that my father is just finding out about now.
Because he slept through it.
Mm-hmm.
There
are some other revelations.
It's fine.
On this podcast
yeah.
that Jack didn't know about.
Oh.
So I'm sorry if this is making things hard in my mom and dad's lives. I just thought I'd be sharing stories about me and like my childhood and stuff. So
I am this emoji right now.
Yeah. I know.
He didn't know?
No.
Did she get in trouble about that?
No.
She did the right thing.
I know. We'll just talk about it. Shall we talk about it?
Yeah.
Are people putting two and two together?
Oh, y'all are putting together the plan B of it all.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm hoping people as quickly as you just did.
Yeah. Oh, no, they know.
Yeah.
If they're true PodcATTS, they put it together.
My dad did not know.
But is he upset?
I don't think he's
He
upset.
just would have wanted to know in the moment.
Maybe. I think it was just more like, I didn't know that, Mary. I just listened to Miranda's clutter and I didn't know that. And my mom,
What did your mom say?
she's a G. She was like, there's a lot of stuff you didn't know. I don't know if we can include.
Oh, that's it right there. There's a lot of stuff you don't know.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff. You know,
But isn't it? But
this is what I'm saying.
that's the mom.
That's the mom.
That's the mom.
Yes, thank you. God, I'm sweating. This pillow.
That is it.
The pillow.
Hey, the hand that rocks the cradle rules the world. Y'all have heard that before. That's what moms be doing. They are G's.
Yep.
Now, my mom told my dad everything wrong that I was doing.
I'm sure that there are other things that she did share with him.
I remember
things.
there were some things and me chasing my mother and going, please don't tell Dad.
Yes.
And she looked back at me and said,
oh, I'm telling him.
he already knows.
Yeah.
You know. There was no hiding anything. I think because my mom maybe enjoyed
Maybe.
telling the terrible things I was doing. But, okay, so your mom not only did this for you, but then she kept it close to the vest.
Yeah, she did.
So did they kind of
she's a mom who felt like there were several things. My mom does know certain things probably. And you tell parents different things, right?
Oh, of course.
So like Lily's come to me and told me things before she did Joshua.
Yeah.
Bella's come to Joshua maybe even before me about it just but I do think that the mom is a lot of the keeper of the secrets. They know the pulse of the house. Mm-hmm. I can tell in one look. And Joshua can too with our girls. He's very in tune. I'm not saying that.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying like a lot of times girls especially do tell their moms I think things. And I don't remember if I asked her to keep that for me or not. I don't remember
maybe
if I put her in that position. I mean, we talked about it, obviously, because that's how I know all of this. My dad has not talked to me about it.
He has not talked to you about it?
No.
But you know that he knows because he brought it up to her.
Yes, and she brought it up to me.
So,
I don't know if this can be included.
No,
I don't know.
Yes, it can. Yes, it can because this is real life, okay? This is real life.
I'm so uncomfortable.
No. So this is going to open the conversation for you and your dad if he wants to. Maybe he doesn't want to talk about it.
Okay.
You don't have to talk about it.
No, we don't.
You don't.
No, we don't. But Dad, he's gonna listen to this. Okay, so
he's in the credits. Jack's name is in the credits, so we know he's gonna listen.
That's true. It is.
But they didn't like get into it, did they?
No,
okay.
no.
Okay.
It was just more like, I didn't know that. And she said, there's a lot of things you don't know. And then he said, really? And then I think it was her saying, you know, there's just so much stress in your life in that time.
Sure.
And
yeah.
You know, running businesses and employees and family stuff. And like, there was just a lot going on that I didn't want to complicate or add another stressor to your life.
Makes sense to me.
And I think that that's what a lot of people do in marriage is what can I shoulder so that you don't feel burdened?
Well, and for her, it was like, I handled it.
And
I handled it.
She said,
it's done.
I handled it, Jack. It's done. I wanted Miranda to feel like she had the choice in the matter. I didn't want her to be, you know, all these people's opinions coming at her. We made the decision. She asked me to do this for her. I felt like as her mother, I could do this for her. And I wanted to support her. And we did it. And she's very happy with her decision, which means I'm very happy with my decision.
Yeah.
And we went and we really haven't talked about it since. And so I did not realize that she did keep that from him.
Oh my gosh. We are spilling the tea. And you've dropped another bomb here today about your acid trip leaning against the wall. So.
Well, I just felt like your Delta story. I didn't want you to be the lone, ranger here when we know that I was recreationally using things in high school more than I care to. Well, obviously, I don't have a problem admitting it because I'm doing it right now. But like
Yeah.
we all have a past. We all did things.
That's right.
And for Kristen to sit here and me be like, oh, the only edible I took was from my dad. Well, that's true. But also I did trip on acid. It's just how long can a clutter get? So I wanted to share it. I don't want you to feel alone here. And
Well,
now we've talked about everything.
Like a drug addict, podcast here.
Yeah.
What is happening?
All I said is I was trying not to take trazodone and Benadryl to help me sleep. And somehow we got out of you Delta 9s, my dad's gummies, and me tripping on acid. So welcome to all that to say, here's our elevator pitch. We're addicts.
We talk about drugs.
Yeah. Whoa.
Prescription drugs.
Yeah.
Recreational drugs. Over-the-counter drugs. We are talking about drugs.
Oh, God.
Okay? Know that.
Mm-hmm.
Are you dying? Are you dying?
I think I've shared too much.
No, it's fine.
I think I've shared too much today.
Speaking of mothers, everyone deserves a mother.
Yes.
And so we went to the CFK event last night. And
this segue. Oh, my God. This segue. Because here's my thought. 48 minutes ago, when we started talking about CFK, I'm like, this would be an episode that they could share. If CFK wanted to educate people, they could share all that to say and say, listen to these girls who are such big advocates for foster care and child welfare. And we just went through tripping on acid stories and me with Plan B and not telling my dad about it. In Las Vegas. We can't share.
CFK cannot share this episode.
CFK, so sorry. But you know what? People are going to hear the great work that you do here at the end of this episode.
At the end of the episode, because everyone has a story. And everyone needs mothers.
That's
and a mother's love.
That's right.
And a parental guide.
Father's love, mother's love.
Yes.
Tons of different ways to get involved in the foster care community here in Charlotte. And we merchandised the hell out of the silent auction.
And they made a lot of money on that silent auction.
They sure did. And we went and we got cute and we came back for this beautiful, life-changing, emotional,
very emotional,
heartbreaking event. And let's tell them. Do we scrap the whole thing and start over?
No.
Does this just go in the annals of yesteryear?
No.
Okay.
It's not going in the vault.
My hands.
I'm holding a tissue.
Feel how sweaty my hands are.
Why are you sweating? That pillow is so sour, y'all.
I know. I said this pillow. I might throw it out the window after we're done.
We need to burn it.
As that, you're like, we can do anything. You have free will. We jump out this window.
You could jump out the window.
I'm just gonna throw the pillow.
Light it on fire and then throw it out the window.
Land on it. It's very small. It's not going to brace much of it. But okay.
You could throw it on the cat carcass out there. I told you we found a dead cat back there. I didn't tell you that? Y'all, this was this year. We look out the back.
Congregations for kids.
We look out the back. There's a dead cat.
No.
Under that tree.
No, it went there to die.
It did. It knew that this was a safe place.
Yeah, and it is.
So Matt had to go and dig a grave and do the whole thing.
Of course he did.
I do the whole thing right out this window where I'm looking out.
I have a cramp. Hold on, I gotta stretch it out. I can't. I'm laughing. Okay,
so CFK is amazing.
Dead cat carcasses. Acid. Plan B. Vegas. I can't.
And dental devices. There's a lot. We have a lot to say, and I'm going to make sure we say it.
Don't gag.
I don't gag. On anything.
This is horrible. Okay.
We can do this.
I can't. I don't know if I can.
We can.
Trying so hard. Okay.
We could listen. We could put CFK. No, we're not even at an hour yet. I was gonna say we could put CFK in the clutter.
Okay, it's fine.
We got it.
Okay. So here's.
Hey, here we go.
Okay.
Because this was in my notes. I said we love an 8 count from last night. So I'm gonna 8 count us in.
Okay.
I'm gonna 8 count us in.
Okay.
And we're gonna go into what I'm going to talk about CFK
Yes.
to bring it
Okay.
back to me because it's about me
Yep.
is the food that I ate.
Okay.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. I was the girl at this event last night, sitting alone at times, just eating food. Okay. So I need y'all to know this because this girl, she knows everybody, everyone in this room. She's chatting with this person, that person, and I love that.
There were
for her.
640 people
Yes,
there. I'm going to know some of
And they're
them.
all like big Charlotte people. So
I've been involved in CFK for many years.
yes. And so she was kind of fluttering about chit-chatting, which is great.
Yeah.
I love that. But I'm there smelling the food and I'm just thinking, I can't do this anymore. Hey, ladies, I'm going to go get food.
Yeah. And it was Best Impressions, and we love them. They're great catering.
So good. And so there was a shrimp and grits bar. I'm just going to take y'all through it. There was a shrimp and grits bar.
With scallions. I want finely chopped scallions.
Yes.
To put a ton of them on top. Cheese.
Yes. So you got the grits, then the shrimp, then there was a sauce for the shrimp.
A remoulade.
Yes, that was good. Then shredded cheese, scallions, and candied bacon.
Oh, wow.
I said candied bacon.
I did not see the candied bacon. I didn't get it on mine.
They must run out.
I just wasn't paying attention.
Yeah, I got the candied bacon, know that. So then I went to the next station. And the next station was cheeseburgers. This man was making little sliders, and he had all the toppings. He was putting the sauce on it. You could get the lettuce, tomato. They had homemade chips. So, of course, I got some of that. And then we went to the creme de la creme. The very last station was a steamed bun.
A bao bun.
A bao bun station. And when I tell you, that is in my top 5 foods.
You love it so much. And was it a crispy chicken that went in it?
There were 2 different ones.
Okay.
There was a crispy, like a fried chicken, and I think one was like a pork.
Ooh.
And the sauce, and there was a slaw.
Oh, gosh.
A slaw you could get to put on it, a spicy slaw. And I was in heaven.
I love a slaw. I love a crunchy cold on top of a hot, warm meat and enveloped in that just
the soft
bun. Bao bun.
The soft bao bun is one of man's greatest inventions. Absolutely.
Yes.
I love a bun.
Yes.
If I'm at somewhere and somehow I've gotten wind, they have steamed buns. Catch me there. Catch me eating 5. They're so good. So I got that. I came over. I was so happy with my food. I sit down. I don't know where you are.
Don't know.
And I'm just alone.
Oh, I'm saying hi to Ashley Gordon.
Yes.
Who loves you. She DM'd me.
Oh, Ashley.
Yes. So sweet.
So freaking sweet.
She's the best.
Yeah. So I'm just, and even while Ashley was with us, she can testify to this.
Yes.
I continued to eat.
And she doesn't mind it.
Yeah.
She's a down ass hoe.
Yeah. We're chatting with her, but my mouth is full of bao bun. Like, because the food's hot. I got to eat it while it's hot.
That's right.
So I was just living my best life with the food. You eventually got some shrimp and grits.
I did.
But I was unimpressed by your plate. I didn't even.
Well, I thought that I was going to.
No.
Hold on.
Unimpressed.
I did get the shrimp and grits, and they were so good. And I wanted my whole plate because all the juice, I wanted extra juice. So were they ladling for you, or were you ladling yourself?
I was ladling myself.
Okay, I was ladling myself. So I went and took that spoon even deeper in the shrimp because I want more juice. I want my grits to be runny almost in that way. And so it got all over the bottom of my plate. So then I don't want to go to the bao bun because if it went in that juice, it would have soggied it.
I went back for seconds. I know. After the program was over, folks, I went back to bao buns. I went back.
And I went to the dessert to get us a plate of treats.
Who ate the desserts?
We both did.
Me.
I had some of the oatmeal cream pie. I had some of the apple cheesecake. And I did not have any of the cookie.
I ate some of the cookie.
And I was regretting it.
And I ate a brownie on the way out.
There were brownies?
Yeah.
I didn't see the brownies.
There were brownies.
Oh,
So when I tell you, I went to this event for 2 reasons. To support CFK and hear our wonderful speaker, which you're going to share about in just a second. Wow. And to eat this food. That's why I was there. So if you did happen to see me from across the way and you think I'm kidding when I get on this podcast and I talk about food and how much I love it and I love to eat and my eyes roll in the back of my head and I'm like a shark and I'm out for blood. Like, that is my reality. Food is that important to me.
And it just is. And I never went back for the bao bun.
You didn't.
And
I did.
kicking myself.
I did. Because you were chatting with people and I was like,
I was too chatty.
Time to eat more buns.
I was too chatty, was saying hello to all the people. And we, so they had reserved tables, y'all.
Oh, yeah.
But the table right at the front, like literally front and center, there was no one sitting there. And so Kristen, of course, because Kristen does what she wants.
Yeah.
She has enough Matt Timmerman in her.
Yeah.
Rules do not apply.
Yeah.
So
I said, we need to sit, y'all. We're not going to be able to get a seat. There's 600 people here.
that's right. We need to sit. Our feet need to rest because if we're going to dance afterwards. And I said, you're right. So we go up to this table. It's wide open.
Yeah.
So I say, oh, well, go ahead. Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll take these 4. Our friends April and Sarah were with us too. So we sit down at the table and I look up after a few minutes and I'm like, it says reserved, Jason and Shelly Tuttle. And I think, well, that's why there were seats, y'all. We're now taking a table that someone reserved. Luckily, I said, oh, I know Shelly.
She knew the Tuttles.
I've known the Tuttles for years. So I said, I'll just tell Shelly we're dum-dums that we didn't see the big sign in the center of the table saying reserved. And I'll ask for forgiveness later type thing. And she ended up having plenty of space. So she said, oh, just stay there. So
yeah, she was so rad.
Yes.
I love someone who's just cool. You
And
know what I mean?
Is so cool.
She was so
because
cool
she's
about
friends
it.
with Ashley Gordon. She's cool.
Yeah.
Like all these girls.
I like a
everyone
normal,
involved with
cool
CFK
person.
are just nice, cool chicks
That's
who
true.
are getting stuff done. Casey's cool, the photographer.
Yes.
Did you see?
Oh, I loved her vibe.
And she just she loves her gray. She just grows out her gray hair.
And I wanted to say
love
something to
that.
her about it, but I didn't want to like make it a
No.
thing. But I wanted to say, I love that you're just letting your hair grow.
Yes.
And it is giving such cool energy.
She seems so cool for it, doesn't she?
Her name should be Mira.
Yeah, it should be Mira. It's Casey with a K.
Oh, well, that's cool too. That's
Casey
like
with
Casey
a K.
Musgraves.
Yep, and she does. She just grows out the gray, and she is so awesome.
Yeah.
And I have enjoyed it. I think so. Jen Bowden is maybe who got me involved, but maybe Casey too. I don't know. Between the two of them, we already knew each other, but I can't remember how I meet anyone.
Yeah, no, that's okay.
That's not how my brain works. But it was a beautiful night.
The event
so
was
you're
amazing.
inhaling food.
I'm inhaling food. I'm dancing while I'm eating the food.
Yep.
I'm very happy about it.
Yep.
And then you whirl around, and then we all kind of come back to get seated.
Mm.
Now, we did have to get the crowd to shut up.
Oh, we have to talk about this.
Let's give a PSA.
Y'all, I know that there were a lot of people there. I get it. And not everyone has a seat, so it's not as focused. So if
Yeah.
you're standing up towards the back of a big old room with a lot of people, you might not even really be aware of what's going on all the way at the front.
Right.
I mean, it's hard to see. I get it.
Yeah.
But
Or you may not think your voice is traveling.
you don't. But
Because you're so far back.
Because you're so far back, but it is.
But it
because
is.
the band was as loud way in the back by the front door as it was standing right up on their speakers.
Yes.
And so people were talking back there, and there was a man on the mic, on stage, standing in front of everyone, trying to speak. And when people are going, shh, 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 when you are hearing the shushes throughout the crowd, it means shut the F up.
It's time to be quiet, y'all.
What are you doing?
It was bad. It was so cringe.
I had secondhand
Oh,
embarrassment.
I did too. I did too.
I could barely, I was wanting to just, can the floor swallow me whole right now?
Because the man he did a good job of just keep talking. He just
did?
talked. He was the Mecklenburg County, I don't know his official title, but like head of child services stuff for Mecklenburg County.
Someone who probably gets listened to very intently all the time.
Yeah.
And yet here he is in a room and probably just like, what's going on? So our girl, Nicole, the executive director for CFK.
Yeah, she did.
She's next to come on the mic. And she gets up there and she says, I will not start speaking until this entire room is quiet.
And it quieted down pretty
Ooh.
Now, and I also saw Colleen.
Mhm.
Colleen started stomping back. If y'all know Colleen Odegaard.
I said, Colleen, go get him.
And because this was right before
Nicole was coming up.
Nicole was going to come on. And so she starts stomping back. I said, go tell them to shut up. She said, I am.
Go, Colleen,
Yeah.
go.
Yeah. So she went back and gave them hell. I think.
She's best friends with Nicole, and she's not going to have Nicole disrespected like that.
No.
And she's so deeply involved with CFK.
Yes.
And people need to hear what is said. And what Nicole said when she got up there is,
Oh.
on average, if you are at an event like this, that you have about 8 minutes to hold people's attention.
Crazy.
8 minutes to hold people's attention. That's how much
Mm.
our attention spans have dwindled.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because
we're watching reels and TikToks all day. We
everything's 15 seconds.
15 seconds.
15 seconds. Don't make it longer than 15. You can't hold people's attention. You got to go, 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 go.
Now,
Chase,
I can
flash,
say for
flash,
me-
boom.
Bible. Like, I could have sat there for 3 hours and
Same.
listened to them talk, hear the
Same.
stories. I wanna dive deep into it. I wanna know.
Yep.
Tell me the statistics. Tell me everything.
Tell me everything.
It was very, very engaging. I think if you are someone who has a heart for children,
Mm-hmm.
you care for your community in any
Mhm.
sort of way, if you are a parent yourself and putting yourself in the shoes of these parents or these children, you're gonna wanna sit there and listen.
Absolutely.
If
You're
you
going to
have
want to.
a shred of decency.
Any.
Any. A shred.
A 1%.
Yeah.
Then you can't help
You can't look away.
but be completely captivated and then want to do something. And so Nicole gets up there. She does her whole spiel where she really talks about that our community is full of, well, let's backtrack for a second. And that is that in America, we think of foster care as being something other than an orphanage.
Yeah.
But foster care is our orphanage system.
That's
so
right.
if we were a different country, if we were Romania, you just called it an orphanage there. And so there's a little bit more of this emotional pull to it,
Yeah,
right? That you
yep.
think as a person like, oh, we've seen the babies just sitting in cribs and they never get held. And
Yes.
Okay, well now think of it that that's us here in America, but it's actually the foster care child welfare system.
Yeah.
And so these kids are being bounced around oftentimes from house to house, and they have to be switched in a moment's notice. And
Yes.
they're just told one day they come home and their parent is no longer there and a social worker's there instead. And now you're going to go live with this brand new family, sleep in this brand new house, and you don't know them and they don't know you.
Yes. And y'all have said for years, and you said it last night on your stories, that foster kids are so fiercely protected
Mhm.
in the system
Mhm.
that then they become invisible.
Yeah.
We don't hear about them. We don't know about them. We can't see their faces.
No.
And so they almost just slip through the cracks
Yep.
and disappear
Yep.
in our society,
And
in our
they-
city.
And they do. And I think another thing that people think that child welfare, the system of foster care, they think that that means that each of these kids has a foster home.
Yeah.
No.
No, 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 no.
No, no, no. So a child could be in the foster care system, but still be in their home, but they just have a social worker attached to them because there's
Mhm.
already been signs of something
Yeah.
amiss.
Yeah.
And so they're now kind of being watched.
Yeah.
And if there isn't a foster family for them to go to, then they are sleeping in hotels,
Mm.
in group homes, sometimes at DSS's office here in Charlotte.
Mhm.
I've actually helped redo some of the rooms there to make them more inviting. Just part of something I did one day was redecorating, building new furniture, getting stuff like that. And it was because kids are oftentimes in there to sleep, to
Ugh.
rest, to nap. They had to be
Mm.
picked up from school, can't go home for some reason. And so where's that interim time going to be spent? Other times it's where people meet their social worker to come get that brand new baby. Then they'll do
Yeah.
it. So we just wanted the rooms to look a little bit more inviting, prettier, stuff like that. So all that to say, the child welfare system includes foster care, and it's kids who are in a social worker's care
Yeah.
on their radar.
Mhm.
And not all of them have homes to go to.
Yeah.
So if there's over 1,000 kids in foster care, about 500 of them are still needing that.
Mhm.
And so Congregations for Kids was started by the founder, not Nicole, she's the director, but the founder of it thought, hey, Charlotte has a ton of congregations.
Yeah.
So it should be really easy to listen to these people say, I want to be more like Jesus. No child goes unclothed. No child goes unfed.
That's right.
And we're going to be the hands and feet of Christ. And we're going to take people in who need them,
Yeah.
especially children,
And
right?
Charlotte has more churches per square mile than any other place in the United States of America.
And if we did the math, and there's over 1,000 churches here,
Mhm.
and there's 500 or so kids who need a home, we only need one family in every other church
Yeah.
to step up.
That's it.
And we don't have that.
And we don't have enough.
We don't have that. We don't have it. That's not happening. And another thing is like they highlighted churches last night who are faith partners
Yeah.
with CFK. And I think they read 10 names
Oh, yeah. I would say it was about 10. And I was
out of 1,000.
waiting to hear some others,
So
and they weren't there.
And so I hope you're picking up what we're putting down there. But also, if you are somehow involved in a church and you'd like CFK to come in and talk to y'all about the program, then they would love to do that. The more
Yes.
churches they can get in front of, hopefully the more they can move people's hearts to wanting to do this. But what's most important about CFK to know is that it is not here just to find foster families.
No.
That would be amazing.
Yeah.
But that's not it. So there's other levels and ways that you can help the cause if you can't open your home. So, for example, I have 2 children. I have my brother's 4 children as part of a guardianship, conservatorship. When John and Joy both get deployed through the Army, we have their kids. So the rule in North Carolina is you cannot have more than 5 non-siblings under a roof.
Yeah.
So because of our guardianship, we have 6 non-siblings. So we wouldn't be able to qualify for foster care.
Right.
So even if it were on our hearts to do so, we couldn't. And so that happens, and we get that. There's a lot of people who can't. It's kind of similar to blood donation.
Yeah.
Some people cannot qualify to donate blood. So that means that the people who can have to kind of pick up
Yes.
and
Step
do
in.
for those, step in. And so, but the majority of people who can don't.
Yeah.
And so, and there's people who want to who can't.
Yes.
So foster care is similar to that, I think, in that a lot of people who want to can't, and then people who can't don't. And you see, okay, so you don't just have to do that. If that's not a possibility for you, if foster care is not it, that's fine.
Yeah.
If adoption's not it, that's fine. So they have a way to serve. And the serve way that they really love for people to do is called their socialite program.
Yes.
And so this is where you adopt a socialite. That's basically the crux of it. Because what has been determined is that if a child has the same social worker throughout their whole caseload, that they have a 74% chance of succeeding when they get out of the system.
Yeah. Age out.
So what that means is potentially they're reunified with their family. Ultimate goal, go back home.
Yeah. Go home.
Second, you get adopted. You
Yeah.
get fostered and then adopted into that family.
Yep.
So that's a huge win. Or once you age out of the system, you go on to college to get a great job, to whatever, because foster kids who age out of the system are exponentially more likely drugs,
Oh, yeah.
jail,
Yeah.
pregnancy, all that sort of stuff. So what we're saying is if one social worker is assigned to this child and they make it all the way, that kid has a 74% chance of success.
That's a huge.
Get ready for this number.
74%.
74% chance. If they have 2 or more social workers,
Okay.
any change, it goes down to 17%.
And why is that? Why do we just the consistency of it? Someone who
Yes.
really knows them, understands them, like loves them.
Yes.
Yeah.
So this is a paid person who represents you, right? But like they know your whole story. They know everything about your family.
Yeah.
They know everything about your fosters. They know all of the things. They know about your school. They know how your grades are going. Everything. And so anytime they need to go in front of the judge to talk about you, they got it. It's easy. Every time, not easy all the time, but you know what I'm saying. But every time you have a switch, that person now has to relearn your entire case, has to refigure out all the family dynamics, has to figure out the school dynamic, everything. And so it just puts them behind the 8 ball.
Yeah.
And then you become more of a number instead of a person.
Yeah.
So it's so important to keep social workers in their jobs, but it is one of the hardest jobs because they hear bad stuff every day.
Ugh.
Just imagine being someone
Nicole
who hears
said some of the things last night.
Yeah.
Stories and
the 2 and the 4-year-old who were only in their pull-ups walking down the highway. Just in the middle of the day. 2 and a 4-year-old in only pull-ups.
Yeah.
No one knows they're missing. No one. That's wild.
Yeah.
That shouldn't happen.
stories of just cruel abuse.
Scalding hot
the
water.
scalding hot
burns.
water from mom's boyfriend, just
This is what social workers hear day in and day out.
and y'all, these things are happening in our city.
Oh, absolutely. They're
If
happening.
you're a Charlotte listener, this is here.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
This is here, and it's easy to be in your bubble, and I am
Yeah.
very guilty of that. I don't even like to drive 10 minutes away from my house. Like I'm in
You
my
did not know where Camp North End was.
No, I didn't. I didn't. But I'm,
Yeah.
I'm
It's on
kind
the
of
northwest side.
I'm kind of here just in my bubble, and life gets busy.
A lot of people are.
and you get in your routine, but these things are happening,
Right under our noses.
under our noses.
Right under our noses.
And the social workers know. But again, because of that invisibility factor,
So you have to have privacy. You can't talk
Yeah.
about kids like this. You can't show them. And so they're invisible. It's an
Yes.
invisible
But I
problem.
love CFK. I mean, I love CFK for
Yeah.
multiple reasons, but they have the program where I think weekly they send an email
Yes.
where you can click into that and see what the needs are
Yeah.
in our community. And it could be something as simple as grandparents just got custody of the grandkids.
Mm-hmm.
They need a new bed in
Mm-hmm.
that room. Can you provide for this need?
Yep.
Or these two kids are now going to a new school. Can you provide new backpacks and school supplies?
Yep.
Or this baby needs pull-ups. Whatever it is, they put it on this list. And so even though you can't see the family, you
Yep.
don't see the kids, you do feel like I'm
I
paying
helped.
for this very specific thing.
Yep.
Because I do think when it comes to charities,
Yes.
sometimes people you feel a little funny or you feel like disconnected.
Yep.
When you give a chunk of money, you think to yourself, where's this going?
Yep.
But I love that system that they have where I can go in and click 3 things that
Yep.
I want to give towards a car seat.
And it ships directly to them.
Yes.
It's so simple. That's part of their
I
give.
love it.
So the serve was socialize. Adopt a social worker.
Yeah.
Send them a thank you note. Send them a Christmas card. Ask them to go to dinner.
Support them.
Just support the social worker. So if that's all, if like, I think some people are like, I just don't do kids.
Yeah.
I can't do kids.
Yeah.
It's not me. Okay, great. Adopt a social worker. You will still be helping a child.
That's right.
And you just get to kick it with an adult.
That's right.
If you want.
Yes.
And so do that. Become a socialite is what we call that. Then the give part is called Care Now.
Care Now.
So it's just this system that social workers were able to go on,
Yeah.
post immediate needs,
Yes.
and then you get the newsletter. So I get the newsletter once a week, and it'll just say, this is what we need. And you can just scroll through the list. It's like an angel tree, you know? You just kind of scroll through the list.
I love it so much.
You click on the car seat.
Yeah.
It takes you to Walmart's website. They've already picked out the car seat.
Yeah.
You click buy, it ships directly to the person.
Yes.
That's it.
And a lot of
simple.
times, well, I see both. I see whether it's a family member that suddenly has custody overnight and they have nothing. And they need a lot of help, or sometimes it's the birth family trying to keep custody of their kids and they're in a struggle. They need something. Something's going on.
Uh-huh.
And you can fill in the gap for that family and
Correct.
say, yes, I can buy you some beds so that your kids can stay home with you and you can provide for them.
Yeah, because it might not even be a neglect situation.
No.
It's just a means.
Yes.
A lack of means.
Yes, exactly.
So you can do that. So one is serve, one is give, and then you can mentor. So again, maybe you can't open up your home. Maybe you can't take another child in. So we couldn't do that, but we could be mentors.
Yeah.
So the mentor program with CFK is basically they host these socials, and the best way to, and so I've led some of these socials. I either do baking or cooking classes for these socials, and they're so much fun, and you get to meet all the kids. And so all the mentors are coming in and all the kids are coming in, and it's speed dating. So they'll be at one station and I'll be telling them, okay, this is how you're going to decorate this thing. And so they can kind of feel each other out. And then the kids and the adults rotate and like all get mixed together. And then at the end, they'll have an anonymous thing and they'll say to the kids, you know, who did you like? Like, which adult did you like? And what Nicole said was so cool last night, a way to think about it is that typically foster kids have no choice.
Yeah.
No choices. Everything is determined for them. You're leaving right now. You get to pack 2 things. You're going to this place. You don't know them. You're switching schools because of it, blah, blah, blah. They feel like they don't have any choices. In this way, they have the dignity of choosing who their mentor is going to be. Yeah. Who did I click with? Who did I really vibe?
In their life.
Yeah.
They never get to choose that.
No, and they never get to choose the person who's in their life in their corner.
I love that.
Even their social workers, a paid government employee.
True.
Like no one, they don't have any choices, and it can feel that way. And so they get to say, I really connected with this person. I'd love this person to be my mentor. And I was at one of the matches for Colleen's group, and I knew right away, I was like, I know who, there were several kids who were like, I want her.
Aww.
But I just had this feeling I could feel a connection with another person and her. And I just love that. Like you can see the sparks fly.
That's so great.
And as a mentor, you're only giving up 2 hours a month, 2 hours a month for these socials. And then once you're matched, you choose how much you want to be in their life.
Yeah.
If that means having them over for dinner, if that means going to their soccer game, if that means, please God, hoping to go to their graduation.
Yes.
Things like that, then you are that person and you're not paid to do it.
No.
You are doing this because you want to, because you love them, because you care about them. And so that mentor program is so important if you are someone, especially someone who works at a corporation who really values a mentor ship program. If you have some businesses, like, you have to do it.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you have to do Boys and Girls Club, or you have to do something. Please hear about CFK and reach out to them and see if your business, because it's been so cool to watch some of these, like, banks
Yeah.
send all these, especially men,
Yes.
all these
We
men
need the men.
coming in,
Yep.
and these boys are so excited to see a father figure, an uncle, a big brother. And it's so vital. We need more of that.
I love that.
Hear me say that. We need more of that.
They do. And they spoke on that a lot last
Yeah.
night. The guy that got up, who reminded us of Clint,
Mm-hmm.
spoke about that and just said, we're doing a lot. A lot is happening, but it is absolutely not enough.
It's not.
It's not enough for the size of city Charlotte is. And
Uh-huh.
to say we've got 1,000 kids in the foster care system, that's not a lot compared to how many people
We have
are in this city.
1.4 million people in this city. 1.4 million people, 1,000 churches, 1,000 kids, and we don't have the needs met. Come on, y'all.
Yeah, we can do better.
What can you do? Where can you step in? So just Google Congregations for Kids. If you are in anywhere listening to this, you can do Care Now.
Yes, you can do care. Yeah.
You can.
We will share the link for that.
Yes.
We'll figure out.
In the show notes.
Yeah, in the show notes, we'll put the link for that. Yes, because people can click on it, but you can also subscribe so that
to the newsletter.
Those newsletters will come and just say, hey, there's 3 new needs.
You
Come
see them
check
pop
it out.
in.
Yes.
It's amazing.
It's great. And, I think especially around this time of year, a lot of people want to give something extra for Christmas time. I feel like it's just such a neat way to give, and you know exactly where that money you're giving or contributing is going.
And get your kids involved in this sort of thing. Be like, again, going back to the highlights, right? It's like maybe your kid came to you and said, I really like highlights. All the girls in my school are doing it, blah, blah, blah. And you're like, you know what? I went to this event last night and I learned about some kids, and it would cost $200 to do that. Maybe we could go through this list and we could spend that $200 in a different way. Would that make you feel good?
Yes.
Yes,
I love that.
it would.
Yeah.
You got to get your kids involved in charity work from a really young age. It's not enough to just go and do it as an adult.
No.
And that's what I loved when we did the homeless handout. You brought your kids with that.
Oh, yeah.
They need to see these things. You need to see it. I mean, someone asked in Bible study the other day, do you know a poor person? There were some women in that room that I know don't know a poor person.
What?
And so I'm like, I know a lot of poor people. But I also think it's because what I get involved with in the nonprofit world here in Charlotte.
Yeah.
There's a lot of money in this city, and there's a lot of poor people in this city.
Yeah. I mean, to see the difference of where the money is and where the need is, we all can be doing better.
So
and
we're filling that gap here.
I'm preaching to myself with that.
We all are. We all are. That's why it's important to go to these things and get a check-in with your heart, right? That's why I beg people to come. Once you come and you hear it, you can't unsee it. And then Haley Hunt.
I was going to say, we cannot end this before talking about Haley. So she was kind of the special main speaker of the event. Yeah. She's a former foster child, her and her sister, and she shared her story. And she, praise God, like, she is now adopted and has an awesome family, and they were there, and it was so beautiful to watch all of this unfolding and happening.
And we were sitting right next to them, which made it even more special.
Yes, we were sitting right next to them, but Haley wrote a beautiful speech to just let people know, here has been my journey. Here's what I can remember from a very young age growing up in the foster care system.
What she remembered is heartbreaking, and everybody in that room, I mean, you could hear a pin drop when Haley was talking. And people did shut up for Nicole finally, and then no one spoke during Haley, and she got up there and she spoke from her heart for 10 minutes, and she said, I'm foster care. Look at my face.
Look at me.
Look at me. I'm not invisible.
Yeah. The part, I came home, told Matt all about it, of course, and I said there were multiple parts of things that she talked about and just pain that she's been through. But it really got me when she said, they were on the radar, right? DSS had kind of come into the picture, and her parents and their family, they were on the radar.
Yeah.
So there were multiple things her parents were required to do, classes they needed to take, court dates to show up for, things they needed to do to make sure they could keep their daughters. And she said they didn't do any of it. She said the one thing they showed up for was the court date to sign away their parental rights and get rid of us. That's what they showed up for. And that was it. I think she never saw her parents after that, her and her sister.
Nope.
And so from there, bounced around to different foster homes. One foster home I was real incensed about.
They didn't keep them.
They brought them in, but what did she say? They brought these girls in and from the very beginning said, call us mom and dad. We're your new family. We're going to foster you. We're going to adopt. They had a bedroom for them, the whole thing. And in 6 months, they said, we don't want you anymore.
They're bad.
Yeah.
She said they're bad. We're bad.
We're bad. And
that
you don't get along with our son.
And the brother didn't like us.
Yeah. And so they kicked them out. And so around and around they went in the system. And she said she would dread seeing her social worker's car pull up in the driveway of wherever she was. Because she knew what that meant. She could hear her heels on the pavement. She could hear the bangles of her jewelry, of her bracelets, and just these like very vivid sensory memories. She
painted a picture for us.
She did.
She painted it all. I mean, I have my eyes closed. I can think of the pink quilts on the twin beds. I can think of it
all of it. But then she
found the hunts,
found them. And had a beautiful, I mean, she said the first time she ran and kind of hugged who would eventually become her dad, she knew.
He picked her up from school.
And she knew this is going to be my dad.
Yep.
I can just feel it.
Yep.
And
they've been her parents
But what's
ever since.
really cool is they came home. I loved this part. Okay,
yeah.
So she said they came home and to their new house with these strangers, essentially. And there was a banner, a handmade banner hung up. Their rooms were beautifully decorated. There were toys. It was like they had lived there all along, right?
Yeah.
Welcome to our home. And they thought the mom and dad had done this. And the mom and dad said, we didn't do this. People in our community, in our lives, our friends, our church family, they stepped in and did this for y'all while we were away. We had no idea that they were doing this.
How cool is that?
They did it.
People are the best.
And so that is an example of maybe you aren't the person who's going to be doing the fostering or adopting, but how can you show up in kids' lives?
Yes.
I just was really moved by that because I thought,
it's exactly what we would do.
It's exactly what we would do.
That's what we would do.
I like to do things like that.
Yes.
And can I go so far as to say I'm good at it?
Yeah,
right?
you are.
I like to make things
You're damn good at it. Look at this place.
I
Look
like
around.
to make things pretty. I like to have a celebration. I like people to feel good about themselves. Those things matter to me.
Yes.
And so I just love that moment because I thought, well, I could do that.
Absolutely. Everybody
can do something.
That's their tagline at CFK. Everyone can do something. And so please, if you've heard us, if you've listened to me cry, Kristen had to take over talking. She knows exactly when I can't form words.
Yeah.
And if you've been compelled, moved in any way, Congregations for Kids, anybody can help from wherever you're listening to us from. And if you are local and you want to get more involved, let us know.
Yes.
We'll plug you right in.
And think about, what are you good at? What are your gifts?
Yes.
What is something that you have passion about that maybe you could share in a mentorship or support a foster family in some sort of way? Like, what are those things? Because sometimes it's just showing up for people. We build things up in our heads that it's
the anticipation is always worse than the reality.
It's true.
It's about having a hard talk with someone.
Yes.
Like the one I'm going to have with my dad after this one. It could just be
wow. Bringing it back.
See how I brought that back? Full circle.
Full circle, baby.
Yeah. So if you would like to get involved, just please, we'll help plug you in however you need to, or just Google it and then go directly to their site. Get signed up for that newsletter to come directly to you for Care Now. And then you don't even really think about it. It's just like click, click, click.
And wouldn't it be rad for Charlotte, North Carolina to set the example for every other city across this nation of here's how we care for foster kids. Mm-hmm. And we have the best program in America.
Yep.
And you should do what we do and watch how we do it.
Yep.
Wouldn't that be cool?
It'd be really cool. It'd be really cool if a bunch of the churches could step up too.
Yeah. Hey, churches, step up. It's literally called Congregations for Kids.
Mm-hmm. Matt, call the churches. We need the churches.
Mom.
Matt, let all the churches know now.
He'll listen to this and he will.
All right, good.
He'll send an email blast.
Good, and he'll come to the next thing.
Matt loves it. Oh, he was so, okay, y'all.
Is he having FOMO?
He was because of Lenny.
Oh, because Lenny was there.
Okay, so I didn't know. So we saw our friend Sarah. We mentioned her on the
Shout out Sarah.
Sarah,
she's running right now listening to this.
She's running. So Sarah was
running.
Running.
It's the theme.
So we run into her when we get there. We chit-chat with her. Then we mill around. I'm eating all the food. She's crying. Everything's happening. We dance. We had a good time dancing.
We did dance.
And so then when we're leaving, we see Sarah again. And then Lenny is there. I didn't even know Lenny was there with her husband.
Uh-huh.
So he's such a goofball.
Yes.
I love this man.
We love his energy.
Oh, my gosh. And so he had bid on and won
the electric scooters.
The electric scooters.
That Jane had built that I tried to give his tools away from. The Ryobis.
And she had been looking at these scooters. She was really into them.
I wanted the scooters.
She wanted the scooters. But here comes Lenny on his scooter.
He's like, you won't believe what we won. I said, what? He goes, the scooters. I said, no way.
No freaking way.
I wanted those scooters.
So he goes and gets his scooters because they're like, you take them with you tonight.
Yeah.
And he was like, well, thank God I brought the truck.
I know.
But anyway, I come home, I tell all this to Matt, and he was like,
Lenny was
I
like,
could have been with Lenny,
Yeah.
and we could have split the scooters. Like, you could take a scooter, I could take a scooter. So I do
just
think
the boys riding
I
off
know.
on the scooters down the long way at Camp North End.
But I think Matt does want to come next year.
Yes.
And because, of course, I relayed all this to him, but I think it's
Yeah.
important to show up. And
It is.
there were a lot of dudes there. We made a note of this.
If you're a single lady, listen to me right now.
Yes, this is an exclusive.
This is an exclusive, and we're going to make it funny.
All the single ladies.
The single ladies.
All the single ladies.
Going on
All the
Spotify.
single ladies.
So if you're a single lady, you might want to come to something big next year
I think so.
because there were a lot. I would say that there might have been more men in that room than women.
I think there were more men.
Where else do you find that in a charity function?
Mm-mm.
And a lot of them were not wearing wedding rings.
No, they weren't. They looked young. They looked in their 20s,
Young,
30s.
Great outfits. Clearly have a good heart.
Yes.
Probably have a good job.
I think they had good jobs.
They look like they had good jobs.
They looked like the wallets were stuffed full of bills.
Thick with 2 C's. So come and get your man
Get
at Congregations for Kids.
That's it.
And then, you know what? Foster and adopt.
Yes, you'll meet your man.
Yes, and then we have a whole family ready for you waiting to go.
That's it. You're going to get married. Y'all are going to get married. Then you're going to foster. Oh, then you're going to do this. Then you're going to foster. Then you're going to adopt. And it's all because of us at the All Have to Say podcast.
Changing lives like we promised at the beginning
promised.
of this, the top of this episode. That's called From the Top.
From the top.
Yep, from the top. You
We
pat
did
your
say
head.
we were life changing. Oh, because you
Yeah.
tapped the back of the phone.
Yep.
That was
Yeah.
that was our first tip. Our second tip is meet your future husband
Yes.
at the Congregations for Kids. Something big event next year in 2024.
I'm just saying it's worth a shot. It's worth a shot. Buy that ticket. It might be the best dollars you ever spend.
I know that.
I know that's right.
All right, friends. I guess we really ran the gamut of emotions, feelings, thoughts, revelations.
I'm gonna talk to my parents before this comes out.
You sound like you're 12.
That's what I'm gonna do.
You are
I'm gonna talk to Mary and Jack before this comes out.
okay.
I'm gonna have to have a conversation this weekend
Okay.
while we're at the mountain.
While we're in the mountains.
Okay.
Maybe Sunday night. Sunday night.
Okay.
All right. Stay
To
tuned
be
for that.
continued. I'll let you know.